Thank you for joining me on the Recruiters Recruitment Podcast. I'm your host, Lysha Holmes, and this week I'm going to be talking to you around how you can maximise your LinkedIn potential. LinkedIn has certainly become the social media of choice for anybody that's in a recruitment position, which most of our audience are today. That's where your potential new clients are, and it's also where your potential job seekers are as well. And by ensuring that you're maximising your own LinkedIn profile, I would suggest that this will actually allow you to create an inbound business model, which is something that I've done, as have my colleagues at Key Recruitment. We don't actually do any business development, and we don't actually do any headhunting. All of our business, all of our clients and all of our candidates come to us through referrals, which is another thing I can talk about on another day, but also through our LinkedIn. And that hasn't been easy. We have invested, we embarked upon the Hoxo Media Academy in 2020, and my colleague did it in 2022. And that is to develop your personal brand and how to do it, how to strategize. And we'll make sure that the links to Hoxo via our recommendation are on this podcast episode if you are interested to know more, because that's not something I'm going to try and circumnavigate in a few minutes on this podcast now. I think it's important to understand that you clicked on this episode today because you know that you need to do more to improve your LinkedIn profile. So just a few tips from myself, which are going to be easy to implement and won't actually cost you any money. And then, like I say, if you want to know more about Hoxo, then please drop me a message or click on the link in the episode that we're sharing today. So first and foremost, do you have a profile picture on there? If you do, is it a realistic one of you? If it's an avatar, I would strongly suggest thinking about having a really bright, happy, cheery photo of yourself, because actually I've trialed it over the years and more people connect to you when you've got a really bright, happy, smiley, real photo as opposed to an avatar or a business brand. What is your headline? I want your headline to tell me exactly what you do. If it just says recruiter, electrical engineering, okay, you're a recruiter of electrical engineering, but are you placing people into permanent roles? Do you cover Lancashire? Do you cover America? Your headline is literally your headline. It's your elevator pitch. So you need to put as much information in there as possible, and please talk about yourself in the first person. So I covertly place recruiters into the best recruitment firms across the Northwest. I host a podcast, and that's how I talk on my headline. So do feel free to go and look at mine and see what I've done on there. Do you have a banner? Your banner needs to have your contact information on there, because that's the first thing that people will see when they click through. And it should be bright and cheery. There's absolutely no reason to not have anything on there anymore. That is basically your background of what people see when they click through to you. And then I want you to think about your LinkedIn as your living CV, because effectively that's what it is. It's your way to enhance and show off all of the achievements that you've gained in your job. It needs to be accurate, it needs to be up to date, and talk about what you actually do in the about section. And again, it can be in a colloquial way, it doesn't need to be formal. Just tell people what you actually do and think about who your target audience is. Who do you actually want to click through on your profile? Because that's who you're talking to. Make sure your dates are correct. Make sure you are you've got endorsements on there for each job. I would say have at least 10 endorsements for each job that you've had. And when I say endorsements, don't just get them from colleagues. We need to think about getting them from clients, from customers, from people that maybe managed you in the past, from leaders, really powerful roles. And remember to reciprocate on your endorsements as well, because that is a really great way for you to get seen out of your own community and into their community as well, because obviously it's visible on their profile too. You can use LinkedIn in so many different ways, but today's episode is to purely focus and ensure that you're showcasing yourself. And that's how I want you to see your LinkedIn profile. It is a curation of all your achievements, all the things that you're proud about, so that when people click through, they're going to want to connect to you. And remember that the best way to ensure the most effective engagement is to actually use LinkedIn every day, share information, share interesting posts, make sure that you're sharing valuable stuff and not just memes and funny stories. It's important to get balance. I hope you found this helpful today, and I look forward to seeing lots of refreshed LinkedIn profiles from this episode. Thank you for joining me on the Recruiters Recruitment Podcast.